The world is a battlefield. As a matter of fact, life can be a battlefield. So I start my morning to have a little conversation with my captain. My captain is God, the Creator. And every day he advises me to put my armour on. Do you have a personal armour? Let me show you what my personal armour looks like. Follow me. This is how my belt of truth looks like. And sometimes the truth is not nice. However, to stay mobile, I need support. So I find this in this, and it just goes around my body so that I can function better in the kitchen when I'm cooking or when I go for a walk or exercise. And that's just the truth. And sometimes in life the truth brings everything into the light. It's uncomfortable to sit in, then you probably will see me with waistcoats. And the stronger the waistcoats are, for example this one is leather, the more support it gives me. And it makes it easier to sit down instead of this thing which is wired with iron. So that's the belt of truth. The helmet of salvation. Do you have a helmet to protect you? A helmet is the most important thing of the armour of God. This is my helmet. This is what I look like without a helmet. And this is what I look like with my helmet. It brings my salvation because I get very quickly, very easily cold. The top of my fingers turn blue. It took a long time to actually find out that those fur hats are actually my personal salvation. Because if I am way too cold, I can't function. I can't cook, I can't walk, I can't do anything if I'm too cold. Or put the heaters back on full blast, or have to go to bed under the blankets. 4 years ago I discovered that if you put fur hats on, I've got no problem. It is my personal helmet of salvation. The sword of the Spirit. Now, this is the modern version, and let's use it. We've got a lovely app on there. You can choose which translations, and you can choose your favorite translation very easily with just a little finger on the button. However, if somebody pulls the plug, you are without power and you are without your sword. So my recommendation is make sure that you also have a hard copy, just in case. The shoes for the gospel and peace. In the old days you had the sparks underneath so that you could put your feet firm down on the ground and the sparks will go into the soil. Nowadays the roads are almost asphalt or cobbles or You don't need those sparks anymore underneath. I think we need them on the top. Because we get bombarded with social media, with news, to the radio, to the TV, everywhere. And I'm just quoting something of Henry Nouwen. It makes your soul hard because you get so much sadness and so much bad news. That is how the enemy can have an influence in your life, because you just get used to it. So if we walk with a journey beside each other, if we've got our sparks on the top, we can say, I'm only taking 5 minutes on social media, or I'm only watching the 6 o'clock news. Being a little bit more selective with what we read and hear and see. So those are my thoughts, with the sparks on the top, to just protect ourselves a little bit more. And if we just feel it's a little bit too much, we can just kick a shoe and be selective with what we hear and see. A breastplate looked very different in the time of the Romans. So that is why I made this one. And it's in the form of just a jacket. So it is the armour of a fair fight. When you're a soldier, you need to have a uniform. And it sort of looks a bit strange if I walk around with a breastplate and a shield and one of those Roman helmets. So that's why this is the modern armour of God, and this is the armour or jacket of a fair fight. Now you will wonder, where is your shield? Just right there. You can hardly notice it, but it's there. It, of course, is used when you're sewing to protect your finger. It's the symbol of faith. Because if you've got that little thumb bolt on your finger, you are protected of having the accidents. However, I'm missing something from the armour of God. And that is not because it's not complete. It is just because the world has changed. In the Roman times, news was just told by person to person. Nowadays we've got social media, we've got Facebook, Instagram, we've got news 24/7 if you want it. We get bombarded with bad news. It's time for some good news.